Hi, Mike. Such a pleasure to have you here with us in our interview. And of course, it's an honor for us from GC Leaders to have TPG presentation in our big event here in Brazil. So thanks a lot for support. Thanks a lot for coming to Brazil and to discuss with us a little bit about Catman.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Looking forward to the trip to Brazil.
Great. Mike, first of all, tell us a little bit something about TPG. Who is TPG? What is the importance of TPG in terms of Catman worldwide and, of course, collaborative commercial relationship between suppliers and retailers?
Yeah, excited to talk about the partnering group. So TPG created category management 30 years ago. We created that business process. We rolled it out around the world, and we've since become a full-fledged management consulting organization. I think everyone in Brazil probably still remembers Dr. Brian Harris. Dr. Brian Harris was one of the creators of category management. He was with the partnering group for over 20 years. He's since now retired and is doing some things on his own in the industry, but he clearly was a key contributor to the business process of category management, and we still use a lot of the same principles as we work that business process globally. TPG is now has over 100 different consultants working worldwide. Last year we did work with over 150 clients in 38 different countries. So we're excited to be able to bring best practices to Brazil, and we're excited about the potential of how we can help retailers and suppliers work better together using the business process of category management.
Great, fantastic, Mike. One of those initiatives will be the survey that TPG, together with GC Leaders and together with Popeye Brazil, is running here in Brazil to capture the level of Catman in Brazil, and of course, the path of development of Catman in Brazil. How's the importance to have these kind of insights and data from countries to move forward in Catman? What in your experience, what is the importance of that?
Now, what we find what's great is the need to benchmark yourself versus other countries, other parts of the world. You know, obviously we feel in the US we're doing best in class omni-category leadership work. We've created a new process around the future of category management. And so we have been using the survey here in the United States for the past year to really help benchmark where current FMCG clients are relative to these best practices for the future of category management. So this survey has a number of FMCG players already in the database. So we're going to use this same survey in Brazil to really help the Brazilian FMCG companies understand where they rank versus what others in the US are doing relative to this business process. I know we're gonna get into the future of category management here in a minute, but the survey is really driven by the focus of what we see as critical category management for the future. So we'll get into more of that here in a minute.
Fantastic, will be very helpful for Brazil. And finally, we will have TPG to open the 2 days of the GC Leaders here. The first day we'll have an agenda focused on consumer healthcare, and the second day will be an agenda focused on patient journey and all the RX, therapeutic area management, etc. Can you tell us a little bit about the highlights of the TPG presentation for both days?
Yeah, we're excited to kind of highlight what we see as some of the issues that exist within category management, even here in the US, but I know in Brazil, similar issues exist. So things like we've got too many suppliers who are really presenting their content through a brand lens, not really a category lens, which really creates challenges for retailers. You know, at the end of the day, retailers don't really care about brands. unless they can grow the category, right? Or the
Sure.
department or the store. So we've got to help suppliers continue to find ways to create their content in such a way that helps the retailer understand how they're going to drive more sales in the category, in the department, in the store. And that's still a big opportunity for many countries, many clients that we do business with. The other piece is we know there's still a lot of lack of alignment between retailers and their strategies and what suppliers are trying to get done. Future of category management, you'll hear, is very focused on the retailer back. What do retailers want and need, and what do retailers require for suppliers to help them from a category lens perspective? There's still a lot of misalignment there, which is a big challenge for suppliers that we are working with in the industry today. The other piece is we know that there's a lot of data. Obviously, the world of e-commerce and omni has just changed dramatically the work that has to go on. And we have too many clients that still focus on the store and separately focus online. And it's really creating a lot of disconnect in the work because we're not really creating a integrated, omni-focused approach on how consumers and shoppers really approach categories today, right? So that's another piece that you'll hear about is how do suppliers and retailers, how do both need to really focus on the end-to-end shopper journeys, because the journeys are different for every shopper, they're different for every retailer, and we've got to make sure we understand what those challenges are. So those are some of the bigger highlights in terms of what are the issues that are happening. What we're going to focus on are five key drivers that we see in the future work that's critical for category management. First is we need to be more solution-based, not brand-based, as I said, but even not category-based. And there's critical work going on around the world with great suppliers who are coming to retailers with solutions around departments or solutions around aisles of the future. And so it's really important, again, understanding the shopper and how they think about certain categories. How do we make sure that we're talking to them correctly? And a solution-based approach is really important and critical. The second driver we're going to talk about is the omni-channel shopping experience. And I mentioned that, but again, we need to be more integrated in the work we do with the online shopper versus the in-store shopper. And our strategies, our drivers that we put together need to be representative of those groups. The third area that we're going to touch on is the need to be more cross-functionally connected. We've got too many of our clients who they've got a category management group and they're in a silo. They're off working on what they think is important, but it isn't necessarily fully supported and connected across the company. It all starts with what's the company trying to accomplish? And again, that's marketing, that's supply chain, that's sales, category management, finance. How do we make sure that all these groups are coming together and working together to build effective category plans? The fourth area we're going to touch on is the need to be more commercially focused from a P&L perspective. Again, too many of our clients are disconnected on the total commercial investment that they're making with their customers. Many of our clients don't have good customer P&Ls. They couldn't even tell you, whether they're making great profit on a certain customer relationship. So we're going to talk about the need to have more fully loaded P&Ls especially with the explosion of retail media and what's happening with a lot of retailers who are now doing a much better job of marketing their stores, their online capabilities, their digital social capabilities to suppliers who are now having to invest money into those vehicles, which is causing more of a challenge for them to understand the customer P&L from that perspective. The last thing we'll touch on is AI, and the need to really drive the connection between AI and the work that needs to get done within category management. There's best-in-class suppliers who are leveraging AI effectively, retailers who are leveraging AI effectively, especially as it relates to assortment optimization, and especially as it relates to the development of planograms all the way to the specific store level versus just a generic planogram that they're trying to implement everywhere that may not be the right fit for our particular neighborhood, for example. So you'll hear more about these 5 drivers. We believe they're critical. We know that Brazil has some focus areas that are going to be required coming out of this work, but we're excited to help you guys understand what's happening in other parts of the world, and then be able to help you figure out how to start building capabilities in Brazil to try to really drive your category leadership expertise in that market.
Fantastic, Mike. Those top 5 topics will be fantastic to provoke here in Brazil. Very important topics. I think we are in the market here in Brazil dealing day by day, evaluating these 5 topics, and will be very helpful, this kind of discussion with us. Well, again, Mike, thanks a lot for coming to Brazil. We are very excited to have TPG here in our event, and hopefully we have a deep discussion and a lot of connection for TPG and, of course, on all of our audience here in the both days. Thanks a lot for interview, and see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the time and look forward to seeing all of you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.